Gabby the game night, Gabby the game night, Gabby the game night, yay.
Hey, it's Gabby the Game Night here, and I'm back playing some more Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Manvesi and also Giant, sir. Oh, it's that day. Well, this is it. Today's the day it all goes down. And then there was yesterday.
This meeting is over. Sorry.
Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call back after that. I'll call them back after that.
Sorry, no go. Come
Yeah.
on, piano boy. We're leaving.
Darian, wait!
I never liked you. Either of you.
Huh? Darn, we're so close. He's about to tell us. Hey, Apollo. He didn't want us to hear what Maki had to say. And I think I know why. Time to bring down a little justice.
He's
Bet.
gonna whip his dick out.
What was that?
Is heard but unseen.
Who is that talking? Valiant Gramarye. Valiant Gramarye, I exclaimed as he walked into the door, normally. You aren't the witness today, are you, Uncle Valiant?
Ha ha ha! A preposterous proposition! How could I stand upon the stand? Why, my secrets would be free for the plucking! I might even have to sign autographs! That is why I intend to remain hidden for the entire day.
Ooh, with vanishing magic?
Indeed, I will jump upon an express train and express myself to the next town over. But before I go, a word of warning.
Warning? What?
A grand Gramarye glamour resides at the root of all that has happened. Do not forget this truth.
A glamour?
A spell, a sorcery, a great illusion. Miss Trucy, though it pains me to part so, I need to get in line for a ticket. Farewell!
And there he goes. He sure seemed happy about that illusion thing. Oh, big illusions are the bread and butter of a magician. Can't pull off a show without one. The big illusion is always a spectacle to remember. Usually it involves cutting up things like, the Eiffel Tower, anything really. So he was talking about what we saw at the concert. Lamar's disappearing act. Prosecutor Gavin's exploding the talk. I wonder what he meant by it being at the root of all that has happened. Well, it's about time. Shall we go?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
The scheduled starting time for the trial has been changed.
What do you mean?
The trial will not be commencing until 10:30 a.m. Sorry for the
What am I
inconvenience.
supposed to do for the however long? I don't know what time it is. Did this all happen? This is a first.
That was by the judge's request. Some urgent personal business.
Good, I bet he stayed up too late last night, watching courtroom dramas.
Apparently he's visiting the hospital again.
The hospital?
I believe it was mentioned that the Chief Justice's son is unwell. Apparently his condition worsened considerably this morning.
The Chief Justice's son. Oh, that's right. Remember yesterday morning, the judge said he had to go visit him after the trial.
There was an article about it in the newspaper. If you care to read about it yourself.
Incuitus? Incuitus? Where have I heard that before? I'll let you read that article first, Apollo. So leave the TV guide page to me. Try to lose the page with the funnies if you can.
Wow, how many people watching us even understand any of that? That we used to have newspapers that had news articles, and they also had TV listings, and then there were comic strips or the funny pages.
So I tend
That's not a
to
joke.
column number 3.
No, it's not a joke. I wasn't joking. That was really, we had newspapers, and they had all that stuff in them.
My fist is ready to punch me in the face.
My apologies for the delay. Was now in session for the trial of him. How do you say this name again?
Maki Sobaye, a suspect fortissimo.
Right. It's his trial in any case. The defense is prepared, Your Honor.
The prosecution is ready to rock.
Is something wrong, Your Honor? No, well, yes. I've been friends with the Chief Justice since we were students. It pains me to see him going through such a difficult time. Incuitis, was it? Oh, yes, I meant to read that. Everyone stand still and say nothing while I read this newspaper. Tell me nothing.
Yeah, that was all it showed.
I thought there'd be more to it.
You looked at it earlier.
I thought there'd be more to it.
You thought that later on there'd be more to it?
I thought there'd be more to it. That article said there's no known cure. What, incuitis isn't curable?
Herr Judge, let me say, with all honesty, I feel your pain. But now is not the time for tears. Now is the time for the law.
Indeed. We left off at quite the juncture yesterday.
I asked Interpol about that number. IPXX 314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain Latouche.
Thanks for looking into that, Jack. It's a great help.
Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. Hold it!
Wait. They don't love you like I love you. That voice just now. It was him. I am sure of it.
It was him?
That voice I heard, talking to Mr. Lettuce, when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darien.
No way! Quite a sensational ending. Who would have thought Darien would guest star in the season cliffhanger? As a suspect?
I asked the prosecution to look into this matter. Please tell the court your findings.
Darien Crescent is a member of my band, the Governors. He is also a detective, making the current charges serious, indeed. Yet, after an investigation, I found no cause to alter our case or file new charges.
And your reason is?
Weren't you aware, Herr Forehead? He has an impeccable alibi.
An alibi?
Let us review the facts again, shall we? The concert held on the night of the shooting was in 3 sets. The Governors ripped up the stage during the first set. For the second set, our guest took center stage. The only performers appearing were myself, Lamarar, and Maki, along with a drummer and bassist, for a total of 5. The shooting in the dressing room, however, took place during the third set. Lamarar and the defendant, Maki Tobaye, had left the stage at that point, and the Governors were already rocking. This was when 2 shots rang out at the scene of the crime. Shots heard by Detective Emma Skye, mind you.
And Apollo, you heard them too, right? I sure did.
Furthermore, Lamarar herself witnessed the moment of the crime. Well, perhaps I should say she heard the moment of the crime, when she claims to have heard Mr. Latouche and Detective Crescent talking.
But that's impossible. Detective Crescent was...
Precisely. Detective Crescent was on stage, getting his groove on, no less. That sounds like he's fucking on the stage. A perfect alibi.
Me and him were fucking on the stage.
And nobody would ever stop fucking me, not even to murder somebody.
Did the defense have anything out of this? Shit, it's airtight. Nobody would stop fucking him. Still, the somehow doesn't quite add up. Why were they fucking on stage? If the defense has no objections, I believe you can safely say that Darien Crescent's alibi has been acknowledged.
Which means that Lamarar was sadly mistaken. Her testimony cannot be true.
Objection. Fuck you. Very well. Of course, if we disregard her testimony, then I see no evidence keeping us from declaring a verdict. If indeed there are no objections. Oh, Apollo, if he declares a verdict now... But Prosecutor Gavin's case is airtight. That mom have been lying to protect Marky. Can't rely on her testimony. Wait. But yes, in the Simpsons.
about the case? What about the case?
Want to tell us about Mr. Two's death?
This meeting's over.
Fuck you, Shark Boy. Darian? Maki was trying to tell something. I know it. Maybe the best thing to do is ask him. Under oath. Very well. The court finds the defendant of... What was his name again? Objection, Your Honor. Oh, that wasn't it. It sounded like Maki or Misjustice. Your Honor, before you declare a verdict, I would like to call another witness.
Exactly who else do you need to hear from?
A witness who, until now, has not been given a chance to speak in this court. Because he doesn't speak English.
You don't mean...
I do. The defense calls defendant Maki Tobae to the stand. What? But he doesn't speak English. Get someone to translate.
Interpreter. I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. I only speak a few phrases such as, I love you and where's the toilet?
The defense would like to request L'amour as the interpreter. L'amour?
That does make sense.
There's a possibility she's protecting the defendant. But she'd be interpreting for the defendant. Why would she lie? It's most unusual.
Sorry. Choking on... Choked on that laugh.
Claudia fucking dies.
Bravo, Herr Forehead. Herr Judge, the prosecution agrees with the defense's request. If Lamourar lies, I'll be able to tell. Even my limited knowledge of the language should be enough for that.
Well, both prosecutor and defense are for this. I see little cause for refusal. Fine, some progress. Bailiff, please show the defendant and L'amour to the witness stand. What up?
I suppose there's a first time for everything. Shall we proceed? Your name to begin with, if you would, Lamourar.
Yes. He says Maki Tobae, the defendant.
There's only a force for this court. Now, that we need an interpretation of that message in particular. Also good. Very well, Mr. Justice, if you would. If I would what, Your Honor? Well, you called the defendant to the stand, did you not? What would you have him testify about? What do I want him to testify about? I haven't thought that far yet. Apollo, are you going to ask him what he was about to tell us yesterday? How can I if I don't know what he was saying?
Excuse me, a moment if I might speak.
Yes, L'amour?
Just now, Maki said there's something about which he wishes to testify.
Maki wants to testify about something? What could it be? What sort of testimony is he talking about?
One moment, please.
God, the suspense is killing me.
What?
What? What? What? What? What? Well, L'amour?
According to Maki, he has proof of his innocence.
Boy has proof? What?
This is a surprise.
Yahoo! Victory, Apollo, we did it! This ain't too good to believe. I know what that usually means. Well, if it's true, then this is vital testimony. L'amour, Maki. Please testify to the court.
Very well. He says that word of Mr. Latuse's death came as a great shock. But if the killing truly followed the lyrics of my song, I, that is he, could not have done it. He says that because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them.
I see. He will have understood the English lyrics of the song. That prevented him from following them so closely.
I wondered what he meant by proof. Why, he would only have to ask Lamar to know the meaning of that song.
Lamar, did you ever explain the lyrics of that song?
I did tell him generally what the song was about. Never in so much detail, and he never asked.
Has my oft-repeated warning already fled that forehead? Lamar might be protecting the witness.
Well, anyway, let's proceed to cross-examination. Mr. Justice, if you would. Yes, Your Honor. Something's here in our testimony, I know it. First my bracelet, tell me about. Worked yesterday, or worked today? Check. Yeah. Monkey don't use this one. I'm sure. I saw that, you frick. You fool! Maki. Can't fool my eyes. You glanced towards her the very moment Lamar said the word English. Why? And don't bother interpreting that. He understands me.
Damn.
Maki, tell the truth. You can understand English, can't you?
What are you saying? Of course he can't.
Must he continue the charade?
Mr. Justice, Maki says this. I know the word English.
Huh?
Before coming to this country, he heard me speaking English. He learned the name for his language, that is all.
What? Give me a break.
Is that such an unusual word to understand? You do not know Espanol, for instance?
Well, yeah, but...
I'm sorry, but he truly does not understand your language.
Well, then explain this. How does he know that the crime followed the lyrics?
Have you always been such a suspicious-minded lad? It is simple. So simple it hardly requires an explanation. He read about it in the newspaper.
The newspaper?
The Bourguignon Daily Bugle. You can buy it in this country these days, you know. They have already begun to report about this case in our homeland.
I was right.
What is wrong, Mr. Justice? Your eyes are quite fierce all of a sudden.
Maki is lying. Maybe it's time to show him proof he is lying. Do I have proof? Oh, probably the newspaper that doesn't mention the lyrics. I have here a Bourguignon newspaper. The Bourguignon Daily Bugle, yeah. Indeed, there's a feature article about the case. Could you read this for me, Maki? That's right. It doesn't mention the lyrics.
What is this all about?
I'm sorry, Maki. You couldn't have read about the lyrics in a Bulgarian newspaper. What does this mean?
But I don't see how it's possible. I know. He must have heard the lyrics when the police were doing the questioning. Yes.
Not possible. The subject of the lyrics was not brought up in police questioning. I read the full report myself.
So the lyrics weren't in the newspaper and the police didn't mention them. The only place you could have heard them was in this courtroom. In English, no less. The witness will explain himself.
Maki says,
Yes?
it is true that I read the newspaper, but this is not where I learned of the lyrics. I was mistaken. Now I remember.
You remember?
He says he heard the lyrics from me.
What? It is true, Lamore.
Yes, I'm afraid I had forgotten it myself.
Then it looks like Herr Forehead's been jumping to conclusions again.
It seems so, yes. No. I was onto something, I know it. I can't let this chance slip away. Time is an issue today. Mr. Justice, are you finished with the cross-examination? We're going to Apollo. I want to keep on cross-examining. I better have an angle of attack. Or else. The priest is still reacting. Your Honor, please allow me to continue. If you must, you must. Very well. Witness?
I understand.
That's him in the middle.
It was I who...
Oh,
Lamore, currently cross-examining Maki. Why should you be uncertain?
Me? Uncertain?
Yes, you swallowed the very moment you told the court. It was I who explained.
I see there's no point in trying to hide anything from you.
Lamore, are you indeed protecting someone?
That is not a question with a simple answer. To tell the truth, I do not believe it myself.
Then I may answer for you. Lamore, you're protecting Maki. Who else should you be protecting? Lamore, you're protecting Maki. That's why you lied and told us that you had explained how the crime followed the song. I don't fault you for trying to help, but this is not the way. Maki, I believe you didn't do it, really. I trust you. But you've lied to us twice. And now you have Lamore lying on your behalf. If this is going to work, you have to trust me, too. Your two lies cover a simple truth. You understand English. You have to.
oh man, we don't have a voice for it.
Take his voice, May.
No! I did the girl!
Take his voice, May. Do the small Bulgarian child voice. When they say this true, the other gentleman. English.
Yes, a little only.
What?
First he could see, now he can talk. And you did not know about this, Lamarar?
I know. I did not. It's just quite a surprise.
How many secrets is this witness hiding?
Last. This is last.
Maki, could you tell us what really happened?
No shooting. I did no shooting.
So, you weren't in the dressing room when I heard those 2 gunshots, correct?
Apparently, the answer to that question isn't simple either. I was in dressing room, behind desk, manager, he on floor.
After the shooting, right?
Then there is voice.
Voice? A voice is. Was he and Emma? Apollo? So when Maki went in the dressing room, Mr. Tooth had already been shot. When we came to the door.
Panel high up. Take off. Run away, run away.
So it was you who escaped the air vent.
As the prosecution has upheld all along, no less. The defendant has admitted to being at the scene. Might we take this as a confession? No, you douchebag, he wasn't confessing.
No, he clearly denied that he did it.
I know.
I know shooting. Manager on floor. Already on floor. The victim had already been shot, you say? I find that hard to believe. The defendant understood the song lyrics. He was at the scene of the crime. I punched the wall. And this can only mean one thing. He is the shooter. He was the second shooter on the grassy knoll.
Does the defendant have any to say to this? He's clammed up, Apollo. Let's ask Mr. Justice. Do you require any further testimony from the witness? That is, there's nothing else I can get him to testify about? Wait, no, of course there is. Where's this cocoon anyway?
The cocoon, the silk, is a potent cure.
A cure? Well, Maki, are you a smuggler?
He won't tell me.
The cocoon has to have something to do with this. Maki, please, tell us the truth for your own sake.
No more speak, not to any of you.
So much for your precious trust, Hair Forehead.
Hey, you're the one who didn't believe him.
Regardless, this brings us to an impasse.
That's in the defense, I doubt we are likely to learn anything of value should this continue. So you know the custom, declare 5-minute recess. 5-minute recess. The defense will work things out with the defense so that we might proceed. July 10th, 11:23 a.m. to the Good Fair, and I'm in number 2.
Apollo Eustace.
That's justice. Better learn how to say it if you ever want to get some.
Believe, I know shooting.
Maki claims Mr. Two saw it down the driveway and entered the room. Maybe it was a trap and he walked right into it?
Since suddenly, I hear a revolver. Close, very close. Then I hear a voice.
Heard gunshots?
Yes, it's true. I hear a revolver, but only sound.
Wait, you're saying you went into the dressing room, found Mr. Two's already dead, and then you heard shots? That's true. So you had the scene of the crime and you heard those shots? You escaped through the air vent.
I know.
Huh? What do you know?
I know of opening vent. I can leave stage and backstage.
So the vents are in both stage and the backstage area? That what it means? Hey, he's right. Look, Apollo. Huh? Yeah. How do you know it was connected like that? I bet his father was the architect that designed the hall or something.
I hear this from magician.
Magician? Don't look at me. A magician, huh? At least we're clear on one thing. Maki didn't shoot the tooth. Yeah, but what does that leave us with? Supposed to say we wouldn't find by any of the shots? I'm gonna go over all in court. Not. Paulo, you're his defense. You're supposed to believe whatever he says, even lies. That's a dad already told me. I'll just pretend you misheard him. Every time. So, what do we do? You sure you won't testify, Maki?
No talking. No.
Well, it's worth a shot. Takakun.
I can't go home.
Can't go home?
I can't go home to Virginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon from Virginia is death.
That's why it's punishable by death. Of course, he's scared. Oh well, I guess we'll have to try a different approach. That's the spirit, Apollo. So what's your plan?
The spirit of justice?
Mark, you won't testify, but we'll have to get someone else to testify. Someone else? I think we're out of time. Let's get back in there. Right. July 10th, 11:28 a.m. District Courtroom number 3. Court is now back in session. Mr. Justice, have you sorted things out with the defendant? Yes, Your Honor. We had a good talk. Very well. So will he testify? Your Honor, the defendant will not testify. What?
Shame. Here I thought this was your big chance to turn the case around.
Actually, it is. The defense would like to oppose this case from a different angle, Your Honor. A different angle? Mark will testify. I know who will. I'd like to cross-examine the witness in this case, Lamour. Lamour?
What are you up to now? Thought you would determine yesterday that Lamour's testimony was insubstantial. I mean, I thought we did that, not you. You couldn't do it.
Lamour was taken to the hospital yesterday with injuries. What happened? She was assaulted, Your Honor. Assaulted? Someone wanted Lamour dead. Thankfully, she was able to save herself.
What? I've heard no such report.
Prosecutor Gabby. Why would anyone be out to kill Lamour? Can you think of a reason?
Well,
Think of how she is known in our country. A singer from overseas who doesn't speak English yet. Yes? Yet someone tried to keep her mouth shut. Who could that have been? You don't think. I do. It was the same person who shot Mr. Tooth. The killer was afraid of what she might say. The defense believes that something was hidden in her testimony yesterday. Something that the killer doesn't want getting out.
so am I to understand that this is what you are saying? Namely, that there is a nugget of truth in Lamour's testimony? A nugget we have yet to uncover?
Exactly. A chicken nugget. Lamour was attacked. This has serious implications. Very well. There were some vague points in her testimony during the trial, yesterday's trial. Perhaps we are inquire as deeply as we might tap into some. The court will hear Lamour's testimony once more.
Lamour, I must apologize. We must ask you to stand again and speak.
You need not apologize. I know that Maki is innocent. And I will do all I can until the court realizes this.
Let's review your testimony from yesterday. You told us you heard 2 gunshots in it, and the shooter's voice through the window. That the voice belonged to Darian Crescent, yes?
That is correct.
At which point I proved she could not be correct. She couldn't have heard any of those things. The small window at the scene was closed and was found to be quite soundproof.
You have nothing to say to that, Mr. Justice? I don't know exactly what yet, but I do know there's something there.
There is, it seems, much you do not know.
Yeah, it's my duty to hear him out. Perhaps the witness would be so kind as to testify once more to the court?
Of course, Your Honor. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. That's when I heard them, Mr. Latouche and the detective. I heard the faint sound of a gunshot and stopped. Then I heard another gunshot. There was a smell of gunpowder. I knew I must tell someone, but I was in a hurry, so I kept moving past the small window.
Pretty much the same as yesterday's testimony.
I'm sorry. I'm not used to speaking much in this language. Perhaps my descriptions are lacking in some way. Yet everything I have said in here is the truth.
Then it is my distinct displeasure to say this. What you have said to have happened is impossible.
Do I have to repeat myself? Lamar was attacked because of this testimony. What, Trucy?
Yeah,
Apollo,
what,
you
Trucy?
know, for a moment there, you're pretty cool. Maybe I do, but I don't try to think ahead. Very well, Mr. Justice. Perhaps you can coolly cross-examine the witness. Dixon?
I did not know his name at the time. But yes, it was him. The one who took the stand yesterday.
How many times do I need to remind you that's impossible? There is no way you could have heard him.
Because the window at the scene was closed. Is that why?
Of course.
Paul, if you keep asking the same question as yesterday, we won't get anywhere. Maybe there's a different angle I can fly? Never mind. Do you by any chance remember what they were saying to each other? If so, please tell us.
I have given it much reflection, but
That's for this, she doesn't remember.
I only heard one phrase clearly.
Whole phrase?
You remember something that was said.
Why didn't you say anything yesterday?
Though my memory is clear, I was afraid to speak. You see, I do not understand what was said.
Could be it. The court been waiting for. What did he say?
It was the other man speaking, not Mr. Latouche.
Shoot it then. 30%. What did he say?
It's over. Press the switch. Now.
Switch? Like the console being played on right now? And the sewer said this to the victim, Mr. Latouche?
I thought it quite strange myself afterward.
It's a mystery. What could it possibly mean? Mr. Justice, can you shed some light on this? I mean, sure, I'd be delighted. It's very vital. Maybe we could add that to the testimony. Maybe, Apollo? Is it the switch? Is this the switch that was pressed? Is this said switch? Press the switch. There's only one key that can unlock the mystery of those words.
Oh. Yet there was nothing at the scene that could be called a switch, save the lights.
True, there wasn't a switch at the scene, but it just so happens I have a switch right here. It certainly does look like a switch, doesn't it? The problem is, this was not found at the scene of the crime, but on the stage. Stage? The concert was held, yes. It was found hidden there.
On the stage.
Are you claiming that the voice Lamar heard was someone commanding another to press the switch? It's a possibility.
Oh, Herr Forehead, I'd call that an impossibility.
Why?
It's hardly necessary for me to remind the court of the layout of the concert forum. The stage is quite far from Lamarar's dressing room. Not to mention the Gaviners were in the middle of a concert on said stage. We aren't known for being a quiet band. You could shout all you wanted and not be heard.
The detective's voice was loud, but certainly not to shout.
So too have Herr Forehead's cries of possibility fallen far short of being heard.
Sorry. We wouldn't have needed to shout.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
You heard what I said, or do you need me to shout out for you? It would be quite simple to be heard on the stage in that dressing room. Oh wait, you like evidence, don't you? How about this? Using this would be easy to get a message from the stage to the dressing room. Headset, motherfucker. Heard of it? Prosecutor Gavin, perhaps you're familiar with this.
Why, that's...
A headset? Yeah, you see it. What is it? Is it some kind of newfangled phone the invented while I wasn't looking? This is a type of transmitter, a communications device. Communications device? From what I've heard, that night, everyone on stage was wearing one of these. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Gavin?
Yes, actually, they're for talking between band members. We all had one on.
So you admit that you were wearing one of these? Talking from the backstage to the stage would be simple.
True, but wait, those send out an electronic signal. To avoid interference with the audio systems, their range is quite limited.
Lamar says about 30 feet, right? Look at this cross-section diagram of the concert forum.
Ah.
Exactly. The one from the stage backstage seems far, but the direct distance is less than 30 feet.
That can't be.
So when Lamar heard the shooter's voice, he could have been talking to someone on stage.
Ah, you're claiming this is the switch in question? Why did it have to be on the stage at the time? Could be placed in a pocket and carried anywhere. Someone could have hid it on the stage after the fact.
Hey, he's got a point. How do you know where it was when she heard the voice? And the shooter said press the switch. Well, I guess we don't. Unfortunate situation. Afraid that until we know where the switch was, there's no point in debating it. I'm sure there's a way to go with this.
What is this switch, anyway? We didn't even know that basic fact.
Wait a second. I do know what this switch is. Follow that train of logic to its incredible conclusion. Ends up in proof that completely changed this case. What's up, Apollo? Apollo? We know about the switch, right? We know what it is. Yeah? Well, think for it was used that day. Think for what happened. Well, Mr. Justice, you know if further information is shared concerning the switch. Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Justice? I've been remiss in not telling the court this before. I know what the switch is.
Gabby the game night, Gabby the game night, Gabby the game night, yay. Come on and watch her play. New games every other day. If you subscribe now, you won't miss out on any of the action. So come on, click that subscribe button.